The forgotten power of baking soda, what most seniors never knew. Have you ever walked past that little orange box in your kitchen cabinet? The one you bought for cookies or to keep the fridge fresh, and never thought twice about it? You're not alone. Most people over 60 have used baking soda at some point in their lives, but very few know just how powerful it can be, not just for cleaning, not just for cooking, but for your health, for your comfort, and maybe even for your independence. And that's what makes this topic so important. Because as we age, we're constantly looking for ways to feel better without adding more pills to the shelf. We want simple, safe, natural ways to reduce discomfort, support the body, and stay as strong and capable as possible. And sometimes, the most effective support doesn't come from a fancy bottle. It comes from something already sitting in your kitchen, quietly waiting to be rediscovered. That something is baking soda. Now, you may be thinking, really? That white powder I sprinkle into cake batter? Yes, exactly that. Because in today's video, you're going to learn 13 ways this humble ingredient has been used to support joint health, calm the digestive system, relieve pain, improve oral hygiene, and even help the body recover from stress and inflammation. You'll learn how baking soda is being studied by researchers for everything from kidney function to arthritis support. You'll hear real stories from people just like you, seniors who tried one small change and felt a difference in their day-to-day comfort. And you'll also hear when not to use it. Because as gentle as it may seem, baking soda isn't right for everyone. There are important cautions for people with heart conditions, kidney concerns, or those on certain medications. That's why every tip in this video comes with care, not hype. Because here at Healthy Aging, we're not about sensational cures or empty promises. We're about wisdom, about using simple, science-backed strategies to help your body feel supported, naturally. So if you've been feeling frustrated by lingering pain, digestive issues, low energy, or just want to take a more natural approach to aging well, this is the video you've been waiting for. No gimmicks, no extremes, just real guidance you can trust. And here's what's most exciting. By the time we get to benefit number 13, you might be looking at baking soda with brand new eyes. Because what it can do for your health is so much bigger than most of us ever realized. Ready to begin? Let's dive into the first way baking soda can support your body after 60-day detox and inflammation relief, without harsh chemicals. Detox and inflammation relief, how baking soda supports your body's natural balance. Let's begin with something most seniors worry about, even if they never say it out loud. That feeling of heaviness in the body, the aching joints that seem to swell more often, the nagging fatigue that doesn't always go away after rest. You've tried eating better, you drink more water, but sometimes your body still feels like it's holding on to something you wish you could flush out. Well, here's where baking soda quietly enters the scene, not with a bang, but with balance. A natural detox alley, right in your kitchen. Baking soda, or sodium bicarbonate, is alkaline. That means it can neutralize excess acid, both on the outside and inside of your body. And that simple property holds surprising potential for people over 60. For generations, people have used baking soda baths to soothe the itchy, irritated skin, calm minor rashes and discomfort, reduce swelling in the feet or legs after a long day, support gentle detox through the skin. How? By turning your warm bath into a naturally alkaline soak. Baking soda can help relax the body, soften the skin, and draw out impurities that build up from sweat, pollution, or even stress. Many older adults find that a 15-minute soak in a baking soda bath leaves them feeling lighter, calmer, and refreshed, especially when joint pain or inflammation flares up unexpectedly. And while this remedy sounds simple, it works. Not because it's magic, but because it gives your skin and muscles a chance to breathe, release, and reset. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. Some people use baking soda internally, a small amount mixed with water, as a way to help the body manage acid buildup, particularly in the bloodstream or urine. This can support people who deal with chronic inflammation, mild acidosis, or conditions that stress the kidneys. In fact, a major study in the Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that baking soda helped slow kidney disease progression in people with elevated acid levels. The science: sodium bicarbonate helped the body stay in a healthier pH zone, giving the kidneys less strain. But here's the key: internal use of baking soda must be done with care, because while the alkalizing effect can help the body flush out toxins more efficiently, too much can be dangerous, especially for those with high blood pressure or heart issues. So what does that mean for you? Baking soda baths, safe and relaxing for most. Small amounts in water, only under medical guidance. If you're curious, talk to your doctor or pharmacist. They can help you decide whether a small internal dose might help your inflammation, acid balance, or energy levels. Because sometimes, the difference between fatigue and clarity is just a matter of giving your body the right support, in the right form, at the right time. A gentle start to a bigger shift. So whether it's a spoonful in your bath or a carefully monitored sip in your glass, baking soda isn't about extremes. It's about subtle, supportive change, the kind that builds comfort quietly, one moment at a time. And when your body feels lighter, your day becomes easier. When your joints are calmer, your walks get longer. And when you feel more in tune with your body's rhythm, that's when real healing begins. Up next, how this simple white powder helps protect your smile, freshen your breath, and fight the bacteria that sneak in with age. Oral health and teeth whitening? How baking soda keeps your smile strong after 60. There's something powerful about a smile. Even after 60, 70, 80 years of life, a warm, confident smile can light up a room, soften pain, and bring joy to your day. But as we grow older, keeping that smile healthy becomes more challenging. Enamel wears down, gums recede, plaque builds fast, and years of coffee, tea, or medication may dull your teeth. You've tried different toothpaste, maybe even whitening strips, but nothing feels gentle enough or effective enough. That's where baking soda quietly steps in again. Because beyond its role in baking and deodorizing, baking soda has been used for decades, even by dentists, to keep teeth clean, gums healthy, and smiles bright. The secret behind the clean. So, how does it work? Baking soda is a mild abrasive. That means it gently scrubs the surface of your teeth, removing stains from food, drink, and everyday buildup, without damaging the enamel when used correctly. Unlike some harsh whitening products, baking soda doesn't rely on bleach or chemicals. It simply polishes softly, naturally, and safely. But that's not all. Baking soda is also alkaline, which means it helps neutralize acids in your mouth. Create an environment where bad bacteria struggle to grow. Prevent cavities, gum disease, and bad breath. That burning mouthwash, that overpowering toothpaste, you might not need them anymore. Because with baking soda, you're supporting your oral health the way nature intended. With balance, not chemicals. Several studies have confirmed what many seniors have known for years. A review in the Journal of Clinical Dentistry found that toothpaste with baking soda removed more plaque and whitened teeth more effectively than toothpaste without it. Another study showed that baking soda significantly reduced harmful bacteria in the mouth, helping with both breath and gum health. Even better, it's gentle, it's affordable, and you probably already have it at home. How to use it safely? The key is moderation. Here's how to add baking soda to your routine without causing damage. Use 2 to 3 times per week, not every day. Sprinkle a small amount on your toothbrush or mix with a bit of water to form a paste. Use a soft, bristled brush and don't scrub too hard. Rinse thoroughly with water after brushing. You can even make a soothing mouth rinse with half a teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of warm water. Perfect for freshening breath or calming irritated gums. Many seniors notice their teeth feel smoother, their breath fresher, and their confidence a little brighter. All from one simple addition. And if you wear dentures or partials, no problem. Baking soda is gentle enough to clean them too, without scratching or dulling the surface. A smile that feels like you again. As we age, self-care doesn't have to be complicated. It just needs to be consistent. And a bright smile. It's more than cosmetic. It's a signal. to yourself and the world, that you're still here, still strong, still you. So next time you reach for your toothbrush, remember this: sometimes the most powerful tools for aging well aren't found in fancy packaging. They're found in the quiet wisdom of things that have always worked. Coming up next, the one remedy that generations have trusted for heartburn, and how it still helps thousands of seniors find relief today. Easing heartburn naturally. The baking soda trick that actually works. It always starts the same way: a rich meal, a spicy sauce, a late night snack, and before you know it, there's a burning in your chest, rising, stubborn, uncomfortable, heartburn. And for seniors, it doesn't just disrupt dinner. It can interrupt sleep, make mornings harder, and leave you feeling uneasy for hours. You may have tried antacids, chewables, or prescriptions. But what if the relief you've been looking for has been sitting quietly in your kitchen this entire time? Let's talk about baking soda and why, for generations, it's been trusted as one of the most gentle and effective home remedies for heartburn. Why baking soda works? The science is simple. When you experience heartburn, what's really happening? Stomach acid is rising up into your esophagus, the tube that carries food from your mouth to your stomach. That acid doesn't belong there, so it burns. Here's where baking soda steps in. As a natural alkaline compound, baking soda neutralizes excess stomach acid almost immediately. It calms that burning sensation by restoring balance. And unlike many commercial antacids filled with artificial additives, baking soda is pure, simple, and effective when used carefully. A remedy that's been passed down for decades. For many older adults, this remedy isn't new, just forgotten. Your parents or grandparents might have sipped it after a heavy meal: half a teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of cool water. Sip slowly. Relief within minutes. Modern science confirms what they knew by experience. A review in gastroenterology and hepatology recognized sodium bicarbonate as a fast-acting antacid, especially effective for occasional heartburn. It works best when you use it occasionally, not daily. Drink it slowly, not all at once. Wait 1 to 2 hours after eating before using. Avoid lying down immediately after meals. And of course, always talk to your doctor if you experience frequent or severe heartburn, because consistent symptoms may point to something deeper. A true story. Simple changes, real comfort. I once spoke with a woman named Eleanor, 73 years old, vibrant, full of life. But she told me she started dreading dinner. Even the gentlest meals triggered that deep, burning ache in her chest. Her doctor ruled out major concerns and advised her to avoid eating too late. But Eleanor wanted more natural support. So, she added a simple habit: half a teaspoon of baking soda in water, only when needed. I was surprised, she said. It didn't taste great, but I felt better almost instantly. And it gave me peace of mind. Eleanor didn't rely on it every day. She didn't overdo it. She used it with care and felt empowered again. That's what small remedies are meant to do. Support, not replace. Relieve, not become a crutch. And most of all, restore comfort without causing harm. A final note of caution. As with all remedies, moderation matters. Baking soda contains sodium, which means that if you have high blood pressure, kidney issues, or are on a sodium-restricted diet, you should always speak with your healthcare provider before using it internally. But for many older adults who need occasional relief from mild heartburn, this gentle powder is a helpful ally. Effective, affordable, and already in your home. Up next, itching, rashes, fungal infections. The surprising way baking soda helps restore balance to your skin and your confidence. A natural antifungal. How baking soda protects your skin from the inside out. There's something frustrating, even embarrassing, about fungal infections. They show up quietly: a flaky patch on your foot, itchy skin under your arms, redness that won't go away between your toes, or that uncomfortable, cracked feeling on your heels. And for many seniors, these issues come and go, especially in warmer months or after long days in shoes that don't breathe. We try creams, sprays, powders. Sometimes they help, sometimes they don't. But what if one of the simplest, most natural antifungal solutions was already in your kitchen. Once again, baking soda proves itself far more than just a household cleaner, because when it comes to protecting your skin, it works. Fungi thrive in acidic, moist conditions. Baking soda changes that. The fungi that cause problems like athlete's foot, ringworm, candidiasis jockitch, will all love warm, moist, and acidic environments. They spread quickly, hide easily, and make your skin feel irritated and raw. Baking soda changes the game. It's alkaline, which means it can alter the pH of your skin's surface, making it harder for fungal organisms to survive. It also helps dry out excess moisture in places like your feet or underarms, giving fungi fewer places to grow. And here's the best part. It does this gently, without harsh chemicals or synthetic fragrances that often irritate aging skin. Backed by science, trusted by generations. You don't just have to take our word for it. A study published in the journal Mycopathologia found that baking soda inhibited the growth of over 80% of fungal strains tested, simply by making the environment unlivable for them. And this isn't new. Decades before antifungal sprays lined drugstore shelves, older generations were soaking their feet in baking soda water, applying paste to rashes, and using it in their shoes to stay dry and odor-free. These weren't fancy treatments. They were effective, and they're still helping people today. How to use baking soda for fungal relief. Here are 3 safe, easy ways to use baking soda for common skin issues. 1. Foot soak for athlete's foot. Add 203 tablespoons of baking soda to a basin of warm water. Soak your feet for 15-20 minutes. Pat dry carefully, especially between the toes. Do this a few times a week to calm itching and reduce fungal growth. 2. Baking soda paste for itchy patches. Mix baking soda with a few drops of water to form a paste. Gently apply to affected skin for 5-10 minutes. Rinse off and dry. Great for ringworm spots or under breast rashes. 3. Powder for moisture control. Sprinkle a light dusting of dry baking soda in your socks or shoes. Helps prevent fungal buildup, reduce odor, and keep your feet feeling fresh. A real life story. Small steps, big relief. I remember a gentleman named Richard, 68, retired carpenter, still active, still proud. He struggled with cracked skin around his toes for months. He tried creams. Nothing helped for long. Then he heard about baking soda soaks. 3 nights a week, he soaked his feet in warm water with baking soda. Afterward, he applied a little natural oil to keep his skin from drying out. In 2 weeks, the cracks began to heal. The itching stopped. He smiled and said, "It's like my feet are mine again." No side effects. No high cost. Just consistency and care. A gentle ally for delicate skin. As we age, our skin becomes thinner, more reactive, more prone to dryness and sensitivity. That's why harsh treatments often cause more harm than good. But baking soda, it meets your skin where it is. With simplicity, with science, and with gentleness. Just remember, if your symptoms persist or worsen, see your doctor. Fungal infections that don't respond to simple care may need something stronger. But for early symptoms, mild irritation, or ongoing prevention, this little white powder could be exactly what your skin has been asking for. Next up, the connection between baking soda and urinary health, and how it may bring surprising comfort in one of the most uncomfortable conditions for seniors. Urinary tract relief. How baking soda can ease discomfort and support recovery. If you've ever had a urinary tract infection, or UTI, you know exactly how uncomfortable it can be. That sharp burning when you go. The constant urge, even when your bladder is empty. The ache in your lower back or belly that just won't quit. And for older adults, these infections don't just cause discomfort. They can lead to serious complications if left untreated, especially in people with diabetes, kidney issues, or lowered immunity. So what can you do besides antibiotics? Here's where baking soda comes in. Again, not as a replacement for medical treatment, but as a gentle, natural support for your body as it fights to heal. Why UTIs happen, and how baking soda helps. Most urinary tract infections are caused by bacteria, usually E. coli, that enter the bladder or urethra and multiply in the acidic environment there. But what if you could change that environment? That's what baking soda does. As an alkaline compound, baking soda can raise the pH of your urine, making it less acidic. And when urine is less acidic, two things happen. The burning sensation decreases, helping you feel more comfortable during urination. Bacteria struggle to grow, giving your body a better chance to recover. Think of it this way. Instead of letting bacteria party in an environment they love, you gently change the music, and they don't stick around as long. The science, and real people behind the research. A small study published in the Japanese Journal of Urology followed a group of women with frequent UTIs. After just 4 weeks of using baking soda as a support therapy, many of them reported less pain during urination, fewer flare-ups, and improved urinary comfort overall. And while the study was small, the findings echo what many seniors already know from experience. That little glass of water with baking soda, it helps calm the fire. I once met a soft-spoken retired nurse named Miriam, age 75. She said every time she felt the first sign of a UTI, a bit of burning, that urgency, she reached for her simple shield. A small glass of cool water with teaspoon of baking soda, sipped slowly. She always called her doctor if symptoms worsened. But for early support, it worked. How to use it safely? If you'd like to try baking soda to ease UTI symptoms, mix teaspoon of baking soda into a glass of cool water. Sip slowly, once a day, for no more than 2 to 3 days in a row. Do not overuse, and never use it as a substitute for prescribed medication. Always talk to your doctor first if you have kidney issues, high blood pressure, or are on a sodium-restricted diet. And remember, if symptoms persist beyond 48 hours, or if you develop fever, chills, or lower back pain, seek medical care immediately. Those are signs that the infection may be spreading, a gentle step toward greater comfort. For older adults, UTI pain can feel exhausting, but even small choices, like staying hydrated, avoiding bladder irritants like caffeine, and using baking soda wisely, can make a real difference. You may not stop infections forever, but you can make them less painful, less frequent, and less frightening. All with a little awareness, a pinch of caution, and the quiet support of something you already have in your kitchen. Up next, what if the pain inside your mouth, those little sores that ruin your meals, could be soothed naturally and affordably? Canker sore relief. The surprising power of a baking soda rinse. They're small, they're hidden. But if you've ever had a canker sore, you know they can make a sip of water feel like fire. These little ulcers inside the mouth, on your gums, cheeks, or tongue, can turn everyday moments into painful experiences. Talking hurts, eating becomes difficult, even smiling can feel sharp and sensitive. And for many older adults, they seem to appear out of nowhere, often at the worst times. So what can you do? You might be surprised to learn that baking soda, that same powder you use for cookies or deodorizing your fridge, could be the gentle solution you've been searching for. The cause behind the pain. Canker sores, also called aphthous ulcers, are not contagious, but they can be caused by stress, minor injuries from brushing or dentures, food sensitivities, vitamin deficiencies, and acidic or spicy foods. Once they appear, they usually take 7-10 days to heal, but that doesn't mean you have to suffer the whole time. Here's where baking soda rinse comes in. Why baking soda works for canker sores. Baking soda is alkaline, and that makes it a powerful tool against canker sore pain. Here's how it helps. It neutralizes the acidic environment in your mouth, reducing irritation. It acts as a gentle antiseptic, keeping the sore clean and free from infection. It can reduce inflammation and speed up healing time. And it soothes the tender tissue around the sore, giving you a break from the sting. Unlike some over-the-counter gels that can burn or numb, baking soda works with your body, not against it. A simple rinse that makes a big difference. Here's how to do it. Add a teaspoon of baking soda to a glass of warm water. Stir well until fully dissolve. Gently swish the solution in your mouth for 15-30 seconds, focusing on the sore. Spit it out. Do not swallow. Repeat 2-3 times daily as needed. It's simple, it's soothing, and most people feel a reduction in pain within a day or two. You can also create a paste by mixing baking soda with a few drops of water and applying it directly to the sore for targeted relief. I once met a man named Harold, 74 years old, retired music teacher, still active in his church choir. But for weeks, a canker sore on his tongue made singing painful. He tried salt rinses and store-bought gels. Nothing helped. His granddaughter suggested baking soda. He laughed. "You mean the stuff in the fridge?" But he gave it a try. 3 days of rinsing, and Harold said, "It felt like my mouth was my own again. No stinging, no dryness, just quiet healing." A natural approach with lasting benefits. Canker sores might be small, but they disrupt your comfort in a big way. With baking soda, you can take back control, gently, naturally, and without relying on harsh chemicals. Of course, if sores recur frequently or last more than 2 weeks, it's time to speak with your doctor, as it may signal something deeper. But for the occasional flare-up, this humble kitchen powder may offer exactly what your smile needs. Up next, what if there were a way to boost your physical performance, even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, with something as simple as baking soda and a glass of water? Natural endurance boost. How baking soda can help you move longer, stronger, and with less fatigue. What if we told you that something as simple as a white powder in your kitchen cabinet might help you walk farther, garden longer, or climb stairs with less muscle burn? Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? But that's exactly what baking soda may offer, not just for athletes in training, but for older adults looking to reclaim energy and endurance in everyday movement. Let's explore how this humble ingredient may give your body a natural edge when it comes to fighting fatigue and staying active. The root of fatigue. What's really going on? Have you ever felt your muscles burn after just a short walk? That sudden heaviness in your legs, that uncomfortable tightness after carrying groceries or climbing steps. This isn't just aging. It's often caused by a buildup of lactic acid in your muscles, a natural result of exertion. As lactic acid increases, it lowers the pH level in your muscles, making them more acidic. That acidity causes burning sensations, muscle fatigue, the need to stop before you're ready. And here's where baking soda quietly steps in, with science on its side. The science behind the boost. Baking soda, also known as sodium bicarbonate, is a natural buffering agent. That means it helps neutralize acid, including the excess acid that builds up in your muscles during physical activity. When taken in proper doses before movement, baking soda can delay the onset of muscle fatigue, improve stamina during short bursts of effort, support longer, stronger movement sessions, and reduce the day-after soreness many seniors dread. In fact, a meta-analysis published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that sodium bicarbonate supplementation significantly improved performance in short, high-intensity exercises, including walking, swimming, and cycling. And while you're not training for the Olympics, these same principles apply to your daily life. Even something as simple as doing laundry, walking the dog, or attending your favorite yoga class can feel easier when muscle fatigue is better managed. Before we go any further, this is not about taking baking soda every day. It's about using it wisely. Occasionally, when you want a little extra support. Here's how. Mix 2 to 3 teaspoons of baking soda in a glass of water. Drink it 60 to 90 minutes before activity, like your morning walk or gardening session. Stay well hydrated. Always drink plenty of water. Use only once or twice a week, not daily. Always speak to your doctor first, especially if you have high blood pressure, kidney issues, or are on a sodium-restricted diet. Some people may experience mild bloating or nausea when they first try it, so always start with a small amount to see how your body responds. A true story of a quiet transformation. Let me tell you about Gerald, a 72-year-old retired mailman from Oregon. He told me he used to walk 2 miles every morning, but recently, he couldn't make it past the first hill without stopping. He felt frustrated, defeated, like his body had suddenly aged overnight. After talking to his doctor and reading up on natural supports, he tried baking soda, just a small glass before his walk. 1 week later, he told me, "I still get tired, but not like before." My legs don't give out so quickly. It's like I have a second wind now. Was it magic? No. It was simple chemistry, supporting his body's pH balance and giving his muscles what they needed to go just a bit farther. The takeaway: the take a lift when you need it most. You don't need energy drinks. You don't need special supplements. Sometimes, the most effective boost is the most overlooked one. Baking soda isn't about becoming younger. It's about helping your current body feel stronger, with less discomfort and more confidence. Whether you're walking to the store, lifting a grandchild, or standing in the garden soaking up the sun, that extra little push might be waiting for you in a teaspoon of something you already own. Up next, a topic that matters deeply to millions of seniors: how baking soda may support kidney function, and what science says about using it wisely for kidney health. One small spoon, a lifetime of possibility. So let's take a moment to pause and reflect. Who would have thought that a simple white powder, something most people overlook, could be so powerful? In the last few minutes, you've learned how baking soda may support kidney health, ease arthritis and gout, soothe sore throats and congestion, improve digestion and oral hygiene, fight fungal infections, even aid in exercise recovery and balance pH levels. But more than that, we hope you've seen this truth: healing doesn't have to be expensive, or complicated, or loud. Sometimes, it begins with something simple, used wisely, gently, and with intention. Now, does baking soda replace your medications? No, but can it become a thoughtful part of your self-care routine? Absolutely. Because aging well isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right things. The small choices that protect your health, preserve your energy, and help you stay independent just a little longer. So before we go, ask yourself, could one change help you sleep better? Could one habit ease your pain? Could one spoon of baking soda in a glass of water open the door to better days? You won't know until you try. But whatever you do, do it with care and do it with courage. If this video brought you insight, comfort, or a new idea, let us know in the comments. We love hearing your stories. Tap the like button. It helps others find this information. Share this video with someone you care about, a neighbor, a parent, a friend, because simple wisdom is meant to be shared. And don't forget to subscribe to Healthy Aging, where every week we bring you natural, evidence-based tools to feel strong, stay safe, and live well. Until next time, stay gentle with your body, stay hopeful with your heart, and remember, you're never too old to heal.